Welcome to a mid-year reset. Now, if you are like how I was feeling, sometimes when we get to this mid-year reset, it doesn't feel inspiring, like, yes, we get to set more goals. It's like, oh shoot, we're halfway through the year and I didn't do what I wanted to do. And it just, the sense of shame kind of comes over you. But I completely want to dismantle that in this video today. You are exactly where you need to be. I'm gonna show you 3 lists, very simple 3 lists that we can write. And I'm also gonna show you a 3-part pie chart that has been really transformational for me recently, and get into making sure that we're playing, that we're resting, that we have a fulfilling creative project, and that we're proud of ourselves. So it's very multidimensional, and hopefully you should be feeling very good vibes at the end of this and no shame, because that is not the mindset we need to be in when we're trying to improve ourselves and be the best version of ourselves. Before we get started, I will have the planner and journal that I make listed in the description. Also, I'm going through a bit of a transition. So the coaching sessions are very likely going away very soon. So if you want to do those chat sessions, chat about anything you want, those are going away soon. So book those while you can. Those are in the description. So let's get into the first of the 3 lists. Now, the first list that we're going to make as we look back on these last 6 months of 2025. It is so easy for our brains to think of all the times we failed and the things we didn't do, the things we wanted to do, that it takes intentionality, because our brains are wired to look for negative things in order to protect us and keep us safe. It takes intentionality to see the positive things. So I want you, this first list, I want you to go back, and in 2025, I want you to list 25 things that you're proud of yourself for. Times you stepped out. It could be times even that you failed, but you're glad that you stepped out of the box anyways. Sometimes I'll go through like my calendar or my journal entries to kind of see things that have happened. But one of my favorite ways is to go through my camera roll, because I feel like on my phone, I can scroll through my photos and just see, wow, there actually was so much life. So go ahead and list out 25 things that you're proud of yourself for in 2025. Now, something that I've been finding really inspiring recently is this wheel of rest, play, and a meaningful project. And I find that when my life has all of those things in balance, I feel so much more alive. So the next list, I want us to focus on kind of that restful play piece. And I want you to make a list of 25 things that bring your soul to life. In the potential planner that I sell, it has you do this exercise at the beginning. And I think it's worth doing right now, especially if you haven't done it before, to list what brings my soul to life. Think back on things. When was the last time I felt genuinely rested? What was I doing? When was the last time I felt genuinely playful? What was I doing? And so it's things that you can do all the time, like reading in the park, highlighting a book in a coffee shop, trying a new restaurant, monthly planning over appetizers. Like, just list things that you do that make you feel restful, that make you feel playful. So 25 things for your soul list. Now, the next list is kind of similar to the soul list in that it's things that are restful and playful. It's a little bit more on the playful side, I would say. But instead of things that are kind of like we can regularly do, like you can regularly go to a coffee shop or go to the park and read, this is a list of what is on your bucket list for the next 6 months. And I think making a vision board, setting that as your desktop, somewhere that you would regularly see it, would be important. And the issue with a lot of vision boards is that people will put things that are like 20 years out in the future. They put a picture of themselves as like a millionaire while they're currently unemployed, and it's just completely unrealistic. And after seeing images that are so far away from you day after day after day after day, your brain just starts to emphasize the gap, and it doesn't emphasize that it's actually excited, or that could be a real possibility. So I recommend when people make vision boards or they've got inspiring images, they should make those as close to the present moment as they can. So I want you to think of, what do you want to do in the next quarter? What do you want to do in the next 6 months? But what are some things, like, do you want to host a party with some friends as we're looking forward to the end of summer? Any summer bucket list things? We'll be going into the fall if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. Any things you want to be doing seasonally, like seasonal events, things you want to do with friends, like just fun kind of one-off things that you want to do. And I don't mean goals. I really don't mean goals that would require a lot of work, but I mean fun, restful, playful things that you could do. So make a list of about 25 bucket list items. Now we get into the third part of that wheel, which is being productive in the sense of productive toward a meaningful project. I don't mean being busy or having like a clean house or like doing a bunch of chores. I mean things that are actually fulfilling your purpose. It feels fulfilling to you. It's a new project. Maybe it's a creative project. You feel like you were uniquely designed to do it. It's not some vague goal that everyone could have. Like, everyone wants to lose weight, but it's specifically tailored to you. Like, maybe there's a book that you feel like only you can write. But as we start thinking about this, it might feel kind of overwhelming to say like, I don't like, that feels huge, like a book only I can write, and like, how am I actually going to do this? So what I just was reading this book, and she recommends that when you set goals, think of them on a scale of 1 to 10. So when I was thinking for myself, as an example, a 1 out of 10 stress level for my YouTube goal, maybe that's 1 video a month. That's completely doable, not stressful at all. A 10 out of 10 stress level would be 7 videos a week and lives and Instagram, doing the whole thing. So what she recommends is when you're making a goal, make it between a 4 and a 6 level of stress. It's beyond your comfort zone, but it's not in this complete overwhelm zone. So for me, thinking about 2 videos one week, 3 videos the next week, that's been like a good rhythm. That's been a good goal for me. So think about what your project is that you uniquely can do, and think what is a medium stretch goal for me. And something that completely changed my life is the 5 to Strive system, which is just 5 hours a week working on that one project. For me, it was before work when I was a teacher, but just 5 hours a week. And at the start of the week, planning out what needs to get done, and when it's been an hour, you're done. The thing with creative projects is you can edit a book forever, you can work on art forever, you can always be perfecting, but it's not sustainable when you keep expanding the time frame. So just work on it. You say, okay, I'm gonna work from 6 to 7 on Monday, and I need to draft a chapter, and when the hour's up, it's good enough and the chapter's drafted and I need to move on. And it keeps progress moving, and it probably won't be up to your standards, but it will teach you to move faster, to not be so perfectionistic, to not be so hard on yourself, because a lot of times perfectionism is just shame and self-criticism. And as I'm filming this, we're currently on day 3 of the Everything But challenge, which is sometimes if your goal seems overwhelming, like to sit down and work on writing a book, what are the conditions that would be necessary that would make you naturally want to do it? And so it's doing everything but. So instead of like, oh, I gotta write this book, I gotta film this YouTube video, it's like, no, I'm gonna do everything but. I'm gonna get completely ready as if I was filming a YouTube video. I'll set up the equipment as if I was filming a YouTube video. And if I really don't wanna do it, I don't have to do it, because it's the Everything But challenge. But the odds are, if I create the conditions, I won't have to will myself to be productive. I'll just be in the conditions, which would make it inevitable. So if you're interested in the Everything But challenge, I think that is very key to this whole thing, especially if you're like dipping your toe into a new creative project. Go ahead and click here for the Everything But challenge. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.